Yesterday, I had been trying to zero in all the issues related to the project that we exactly have, and I believe I have been trying to do that since today morning as well, wherein I received a number of feedbacks from all of you, and wherein you were very helpful, all of you, in trying to help me with the situation that we have in the real perspective, because we exactly, you actually happen to be our eyes and ears at the real operational level. So you can best tell basically who all are actually connected, who are there in the session, who are not there, and so on and so forth. So what I have done is I have if you just look at the WhatsApp group as we speak, I actually am sharing with you the final revised format of the groups that exactly have been finalized, wherein I have taken into account the people who are actually absent, who or who do not intend to be doing the session as well, who have decided to stay away from the group work. Now, I mean, it is their priorities why they don't want to actually join for this activity, but it's a prerequisite requirement from the uh, uh, for the evaluation. Since we have an online method that exactly has been used for evaluating students, we actually have to have a process in place, and 70 marks is associated for this online assessment, and 30 marks would be for the written assessment. So the sessional this time has been 70 marks, and the written component is 30 marks. So this sessional, actually, that is the online assessment. Actually, we have decided to uh, like we've been given, the leverage has been given to teachers in order to how to actually they intend to be taking it very effectively and in an objective manner. So I decided to try to take it up like this, wherein there's going to be a lot of learning, there's going to be a lot of activity based learning that is happening, and people would be actually benefiting from it, because marketing is all about trying to do your perspective in the in the market, and it's not like sitting in a boardroom, but actually you need to be aware in the field actually what is happening, and the real action is in the marketplace. So you learn about the context, you learn about the strategy, you learn about things from the stories that are actually existing in the real world. And that is why we decided to come up with this sort of a project, and a group project where many people are going to get together, do some amount of research, and collate it into a sort of a 1,000-word essay. uh, I actually first decided to have six people into it, but then I thought that probably that will become too much of a crowd, and decided to zero it down to just three people, because I thought that let's have three people coming in and putting their heads together and coming up with some sort of a constructive output in the form of this essay, marketing essay assignment. And but unfortunately, I discovered many things. That is, many people actually uh, were not present. This is a bad in the context. It's not your aspect, but our record keeping is actually a challenge, because um, literally, I'll tell you, I spent 2 to 3 days in order to put everything in perspective, and I was doing this in morning today as well, trying to address. So I have released the final group list, which is there in the WhatsApp group. I want you to download it and have a feel of what exactly. The red colored ones are the ones who exactly are not available as reported by you all, the different group members. Um, In case you are not able to connect with anybody, and you require their individual telephone numbers in order to reach out, I can provide you that as well. But for confidentiality clause, I have decided not to share it with everybody. Probably you might be having it, I don't know. But in order to look into the data privacy and data security perspective, I did not put it in public domain. But all the numbers exist with me. And if you want, I think if you request, a group requests a specific number of a group member because you're not able to reach out by email or probably a faulty email address, I can provide you that number. You can actually text it to me at my mail ID, and I shall immediately provide you the group members number to you, so that it does not go into the broad domain of all 120 students, but limited to the group members that exactly you are. Because my objective of providing you the email contacts of your group members was actually to establish a connect with them, and then you may share your numbers with each other in order, because you got to work on an online basis as of now. So that was the objective of just keeping the email in the group ID with the groups. But um, I think I can assist you with numbers, but with the group numbers with the group members only. Okay. So that's something that I wanted to share today. I am looking for feedbacks coming from you. I know many of you might be having queries, questions. We can address that. That can only be happening through dialogue. So I'm open to any sort of inputs coming from any of you. Hope I have taken care of most of the issues that exactly were raised since yesterday. But I'm ready to address the issues as of now as well, because let us keep this once and for all. Let us address it once and for all, and then we may continue with our classes. We don't need to revisit this issue about the groups and the project and other things uh, time and again. If there are any sort of a query that is there, feel free to shoot out right now rather than just pinging me, because I have got a number of other activities to take care of as well. I'm handling multiple classes, multiple groups, multiple assignments. So I want to take up with one project at a time, finish it, and let it move on its organic process rather than addressing it at any and every point of time. Okay. So maybe that is the reason why I actually am very curt in my mails. I'm very, very short when I reply. Probably you might be feeling a bit disturbed or offended that I do not address it in length and so on and so forth. But that exactly is the reason, because of my challenges with time and constraints. So hope any sort of a question is there. What are the points needed to be covered in the essay? Fatima, it will be good if you can speak out, rather than texting. I would like you all to speak out. At least it will be good to hear you, see you, get connected, because this is really becoming a serious pain. Yes, I would like anybody who would like to speak out. Feel free to connect. Take the pains of opening your video and speaking out, so that I can hear you, and I would also appreciate looking at you rather than looking at blank screens. Only
So
Pratiksha is
this
visible.
is this is
Yes.
the same question that I wanted to ask, that what are the contents that is to be, that
Okay.
is expected from us.
Okay. Excellent. So I would try to address that. I think many of you might be having the same query. So this is the first FAQ that is coming up. What is the content that you need to have? So let us put it like this, that when I'm giving you just a brand name, let's say I've given you a brand name called Sony. Okay, because that Sony is not included in the list. So that's why I'm talking about Sony. So let's say I've given you a brand name called Sony. Now, what do we want in Sony? So definitely, I would like, how did Sony come into uh, what is the genesis of the word Sony? How did Sony come into as a brand? What does it represent? What exactly does Sony constitute? because this is a virtual entity, it's a virtual personality of a product or a service. So effectively, how did it come about, what it is all about, what is the reason behind it being called Sony, and what does Sony incorporate it of course today, even Sony has uh, moved into the entertainment industry. You've got the uh, then you've got Sony televisions are there, like Sony channels are also there. It is also a media entity where it's exactly making production of movies, and it is exactly into you have the TriStar Pictures, which exactly basically it is partnering with. So effectively, you can talk about what all are the products and services that exactly it is all about. How did it come about? What it is all about? What is the genesis? What is the philosophy? Who originated it? How did it go about? And that exactly has to be a crisp, probably a paragraph or so about it, depending upon the amount of information that you want to actually elicit and share. Then you can decide upon looking at the style of operation, the area of operation, the geography that exactly it is encompassing. Is it limited to a local area? Is it limited to a national area? Is it limited to an international frame of reference? Then what exactly is the size of the customer base it is, or the category of the customer base it is catering to? Probably is it catering to a B2B customer base or a B2C customer base, or is it an industrial product? What exactly is the category of customers? What is the profiling? How does it go about it? Then you can be looking into and what are the different type of verticals and the products. Probably if you may have a choice, you can decide, like for example, I gave the broad example of Sony. So you can decide on a product if you want to talk about it. I'm not straitjacketing that you have to talk about X product or Y station. Somebody might want to like talk about a Sony PlayStation. I have no problems with that. Or somebody would like to talk about Sony televisions, or somebody might like to even go for Sony Ericsson mobile phone. So this is exactly up to the freedom that exactly I have given to the group members, or probably two of you can be talking about two different type of products and putting it together. So it's exactly how you intend to go about. You got a lot of latitude to define and design your entire frame of essay. You can be talking about the product. You can be therein. You can be talking about the entire marketing mix. You could be talking about the product, whether its features, its different elements, the different type of dimensions it is all about, and so on and so forth. Then you could be talking about the pricing, how exactly the different variants of the products are priced. Of course, we are talking about the categories of products wherein I've said that they can be differentiated in terms of consumer durables, consumer fast-moving consumer goods, then shopping goods, and so on and so forth. Probably you can categorize them in that frame as well. Also, you could be talking about the product price, promotion, or if it's a service, you could be talking about people, processes, physical evidence, and the physical infrastructure, um, the on and aspects that exactly could be defined. You could also be talking about something on how exactly they're communicated, how what exactly is the type of communication, probably some sort of a communication in the context of the different type of media, some advertisement that exactly has been there. You can actually try to look at some of the case studies that are already existing and try to replicate it in your own words in the context of the product or that exactly is assigned to you. And then when you have all these things, you can put it together and try to see how you can best make an essay out of it in 1000 words. That's the entire process of what exactly I expect from you. Hope I'm answered.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If still there is any level of clarity that is required, I'll readdress that. Not an issue at all. ठीक है?
So, do we have to take a particular case and write it in a case study manner, or do we have to include the different other case studies and study them?
You can do anything, Pratiksha. I have given you a lot of latitude. You can be creative. You can, but the idea is I want it in 1000 word. I don't want lots of pictures and graphics and all that into it. I want it to be actually a document that you have self created.
Yes,
And
sir.
definitely, for that matter, you may have to actually go down and visit a few case studies. You may have to visit a comparative documents which exactly exist over there, some sort of write-ups which exactly have come in the mainstream or the electronic media about, or the internet, that the research that exactly already is there. Somebody has already done about it. Probably you can take it from there. You can cite like you will what you've taken from where, so that you can give due credit and it does not become a plagiarized content. Okay, so this is the first event where basically you actually get down to understanding, and in that process I will tell you, you will learn everything about this type of brand that exactly you're there. And when you actually reproduce something, that you'll be much richer, rather than trying to read it, because you actually have gone down in depth about it. You have actually looked into it, so you'll be much wiser, much smarter about it, and much well informed. So tomorrow, when, for example, if you interact with anybody during your summer internship and they ask, can you talk about a few, can you talk about uh, about 20 sentences about any sort of a product, probably you'll pass with flying colors. They know that basically you are a person who's very well read. You're a person who's very solid with your foundation, and not the whole class. Probably even the whole class goes for an interview. At least all of them will got to be picked up, because all of you know about something. You really have some sort of an insight about the marketing, or what exactly the product is all about. That exactly is the objective of doing this entire project. And you can only hardwire it by writing it, not by reading it. So unless and until you actually write it, you will not transform the ideas which you have internalized by going through the different sources, and you exactly have picked up the information. So that's the basic idea, and I'm going to give you credits for that. That's basically going to earn you 35 out of 35 of 35. You're going to be doing that, and then I'm going to interview you on how you went about it for 35 marks. So that's going to give you a 70 mark input on just uh, aspects that are related to real life marketing of products and services. I would try to always make a real life example of learning, rather than memorizing the things which are there in the book. If you want to do that, I have no problems. I can give you, okay, tell me what are the 4 P's of marketing. Everybody would write the same thing. Probably makes I do not understand, because that's the basic. But you got to develop something on that. That's what's going to be the value addition in terms of a marketing specialist or a business management graduate. I would look at it like that. But that's the basic objective behind it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, are we expected to add the references that we are using in our essay as well?
You need
Should
not
mention
add
them?
the references, because that's going to unnecessarily boost that 1000 words. If you want to do that, then I really don't know. But your essay must be only 1000 words. If you want to add the references, you can add it. It'll be good. How to do citations? You really know how to do citations. That's a very good input that's coming from Arma. I would say, you want to write the references, you may write, but that's not a prerequisite, and you won't be given any extra credit for that. But that 1000 words is a very mandatory thing. I don't want it to spill beyond 1000 words. Okay, but if you want to write the references, you can write.
So,
If you
what I meant was that after completing the essay, we could add the
Okay.
references
Yes,
in
yes, yes,
on the
yes. You
document.
can add the references, but I will not count the references if you've added. I'll subtract the references because I'm going to put it to a word count
Right,
because I'm
right.
going to. Okay,
Yes.
so you can take that. You can add the references if you want, because actually I want you to actually get down to writing skills as well. How business writing and how management writing or how paper writing is also done. I want to teach you that as well. So I can double it up at this point, because as it is, you're producing a document, you're producing a essay of 1000 words, and it'll be an interesting exercise when you'll do it. You'll really like it with the amount of learning and all that. If you do it, that is. Any other query coming up?
Sir, we have 4 groups, sir, having 2 members each. Can they be, sir, made 2 groups having 4 members each, because it will be easy for us to work upon?
Zishan, there will be more challenges which will be coming. You know, अभी आपने देखा कि मैंने ये आपको पता है कितना वक्त लगा मुझे ये काम करने में. अभी गड़बड़ ये होगा कि मैं पता चला कि everybody is going to get confused. मेरे को इधर डाला उधर डाला ये किया वो किया. भाई क्या प्रॉब्लम है? 2 लोग भी मिलके काम कर ही सकते हैं ना. 6 लोग जब कर रहे थे तो 2 लोगों में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. आपको 3 क्यों चाहिए? 4 लोग क्यों चाहिए काम करने दीजिए ना. तो 2 into 4 and 4 into 2
कर तो लेंगे ही, लेकिन ये है सर आसानी होती.
क्या आसानी होती? क्या आसानी होती बताइए. आपको आसानी कम चाहिए. जितने कम लोग होंगे उतना ज्यादा बेनिफिट होगा आपको. मैं बता रहा हूँ 1000 वर्ड में लिखना कोई जोक नहीं है. 5000 वर्ड में लिखना बहुत आसान है, लेकिन 1000 वर्ड में लिखना बहुत ही चैलेंज है. तो 3 लोग हैं उनसे ज्यादा बेनिफिट है उन लोगों को जिन लोग 2 लोग हैं. यू नो, आपको अब जब करेंगे ये काम तब एहसान होगा, आपको एहसास होगा. डोंट गेट इनटू दैट ट्रैप. जो है सो है. अपना कोई आप देखेंगे उसमें तो हो सकता है कुछ ऐसे भी लोग निकल करके आएंगे जो एक बंदा ही काम कर रहा होगा, तो मैं बोलूंगा ठीक है, बिकॉज जो भी करेगा उसको उसकी जवाब देनी पड़ेगी. 35 marks is individual, 35 marks is group work, 35 marks is individual, isn't it? So
Okay, sir. ठीक.
So if it's the smaller the merrier it is, I would say. If there's a single person who's doing, he's at a greater edge, I'm telling you, because he can collate only his ideas. When 2 people, you know, when 3 people are there, there's a saying, too many cooks spoil the broth, you know. So that is the reason why I cut down from 6 to 3, because I could envision that it's going to become a big challenge, and 6 people might really feel that some ideas are left out. So that is why I multiplied the number of projects and divided the number of participants into the respective groups that I've created. And if you've got 2, it's good. Don't worry about it. You will find that the reason why I have 3 is to have a magic number that all of you perform. Because when we had 5 or 6, chances are that 1 person works, the rest of them are, free riders. So that's the idea behind it also. There are so many dimensions, and a lot of learning has gone into my experience over a period of time integrating and working with students. That exactly is the reason why we have come up with this sort of a mechanism. So don't worry about that. Okay. You are very well entrenched with your group. Good that you informed me well in time that people are not there, and so on and so forth. So that's about it. Anybody else with any other question or any other doubt that you may have?
So, sir, is it like a company analysis where we are focusing on the product and the kind of revenue we are generating with that product? Is it like that kind of analysis?
No, I'm not talking about the revenue. I'm not asking you to do a comparative analysis between 2 competing products as to how much amount of revenue is generated. I'm not asking for any sort of a comparative analysis on the basis of any marketing metrics. I'm not asking you to do that. आपने सुना नहीं शायद Arham sir? What I said?
Yes, sir. I got you, sir. I was asking this.
Okay. Good. Yes, I'm all open to addressing your doubts today. Maybe we can always have the class. That's not a problem. But at least you should be at ease, and you should, for once and for all, let's take care of all the doubts that you have in this platform. We have about 69 of you who are here. See, I told you, like, we had about 121 odd students and 120, 125 or so. Yes, Yatendra. You want to ask something?
Sir, this Viva will completely relate to the topic which is assigned to the group.
Yes. What you have actually produced. The work that you exactly produce, I'm going to question you on that and the philosophy, the marketing aspects that we exactly are covering related to it.
Okay.
Okay. Only with your work, not with somebody else's work. What you exactly will be produced, you'll be asked in that from that. That technically means you know what you are writing and you speak what you have written. Okay. So that's a 360-degree evaluation for the work that you have done.
Okay.
Sir, will it be a group interview or
No, it'll be a personal interview. It'll be a one-by-one interview. So that
okay.
technically everybody actually has to work or must read what the other person has worked. So the person will be informed, will be forced to be informed. If you don't want to do that, it's a different story altogether. But नहीं चाह के भी पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही. यही है इसका challenge. That is the benefit of this sort of an exercise, you know. And I don't know whether you appreciate it right now or not, but someday down the line you'll really say कि अच्छा काम हुआ, आपने बहुत बढ़िया काम किया. You'll see you'll produce good work, all of you. I'm very, very happy about it, because whenever I've given work which exactly is not related to mainstream work, I have seen people actually producing wonders, and that's basically creates a spark. Rather than giving them just notebook things, like, because that's what you've been doing till now. Now is the time to be different, you know, because now you can turning into professionals, and that's the job. That's my job, to turn you into actual work professionals, so ready for the market. Okay. So it'll be in personally. The group members will be like interviewed on the document that you have submitted. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
और कोई any other query? किसी के जहन में और कोई question आ रहा हो तो feel free to shoot at this platform. बाद में मुझे हाँ बोलिए अरमा.
Gave the example of Sony, and then you suggested that we can round off on a particular specific product and write our essay on the basis of that particular product, because Sony has a number of products. So
Exactly.
similarly, many of us